Alrighty, Taurus, how are you today? My name is Sherilyn. I am here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one is going to be for August 15th, which is Friday, through August 17th, which is Sunday. We're not doing the days of the week on the end of this time because I didn't do it on the first couple, so I can't really just do it on some of them. But I am here every day doing the daily energy check-ins. If you want to, you can check on the days that way for this week, okay? Weekend, anyways. All right, so we're just going to do a Celtic cross, see what Spirit wants to bring up, whatever might be coming towards you this weekend or what you need to think about or know about, right? Okay, one more and we're on a roll. Okay, this one's for my Tauruses. There we go. Okay, we've got Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what is your current situation? What do we got going on that we need to think about? What are we doing? The World. Okay. So the World card is all about endings and beginnings. What it means is that there is something in your life that is a cycle, and it's coming to a close. Mind you, as soon as the cycle closes, another one opens. You're never really without a cycle. So, but there is some sort of cycle here closing. It doesn't mean that a situation, be it a friendship or a relationship, a job, nothing, doesn't mean it's necessarily ending. But a way of being within that is ending, okay? So it could be a relationship where something's been off balance for a long time. That could be what's ending, and so a new cycle opens and it's for the better. There you go. It can also be something ending so that it's over. I mean, it just depends on your particular situation, but there is definitely some sort of cycle here coming to a close. It being your situation makes me feel like it's a rather large cycle or something that means quite a bit to you, okay? Let's see. What is the obstacle or the issue here? What's the challenge? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. When we have these two cards together, it means that there is a cycle in your life that is coming to a close. This makes me feel like it is one that is fairly final, okay? So I take back part of what I just said in the beginning. This feels like something that is ending, okay? I don't know exactly what, but it does feel like something is ending. And the fact that it's ending is actually something that is happening for you, meaning that it is time for this to end in your life so that you can evolve forward or so that you can go out and get the life that you're trying to manifest or whatever, okay? Something positive is on the other side of this. But it being in the challenge position makes me feel like you don't think that this is a positive, okay? So you're seeing something ending as a negative. And in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. But that's something that you have to work on, okay? Or it'll become apparent to you in time. Okay, so here we go. What is it that you need to focus on? The Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords to me it's a very youthful energy, right? Sometimes too youthful, meaning sometimes maybe you have some unrealistic expectations in the situation, or maybe you did have, or the other person does, which is what you need to focus on. So maybe you have to focus on being a little more grounded, okay? It is somebody who's definitely on a quest to try to find the truth or to try to find some sort of clarity, okay? I feel like there's a lot of people for some reason watching you. So, I know what I'm seeing in my head, but let's say, for instance, this is a relationship and it's coming to an end and it was toxic, period, okay? But let's say you are somebody that has a couple of small kids or smaller children or something, sisters and brothers. You have somebody, it feels like you have people that are younger than you and they're watching you right now. So it's a positive because they're watching you stand up for yourself and pull yourself out of a toxic situation, okay? But they're watching how you react to how the situation goes. It's like Spirit's telling you to be mindful of the fact that people around you are watching you. And they're people that you care about. So that's like I said, it's like you have kids or you have little brothers or little sisters. They're watching how you react to a situation. So you've got to try to be mindful of that and do it with grace, or do it, yeah, something like that. Because how you react to this is how they're going to grow up thinking it's normal to react to it. If that makes sense. I don't know, maybe this is a toxic situation and you walking away from it gives them the strength someday to know that they're supposed to walk away with something similar, versus if you had stayed, they would believe that this was the way they were supposed to be treated. That's the way I see this in my head, okay? And it wouldn't have to be a relationship. It could be a job, right? Where the person's taking advantage of you and not seeing you for what you're worth or not paying you what you're worth. And maybe it's work people around you that are watching. And if they watch you stand up for yourself and walk away, they know that someday that's what they should do too, versus just sit around and let somebody dump on them, right? Okay, that's what I got so far. Let's see. What is it you need to leave behind? The Queen of Swords. So when the Queen of Swords shows up to me, this is somebody who's very defensive and somebody who is trying to approach a situation strictly from logic. If this is a relationship, let's just say, okay, and there's people watching you, you're not acknowledging the emotional part of this situation. Like you're shutting the emotional part out. But for this to be for these people that are watching you to understand the experience, you would have to be more honest about the entire experience, both to them and to yourself. You know, you have to acknowledge the fact that there's emotion here and that you're hurt or something like that. I did not expect this reading. This one's kind of heavy for what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. What is your strength here? The High Priestess. You're breaking through a sense of secrecy here. There's something that was kept secret and you're learning to stand on your intuition. There's something here where you had to lean on your intuition. You had to lean on your inner knowing that something was off or something, it was time to go. That things here weren't going to get better, that it was time to put this behind you. That it was in your greater good, and you did that through your intuition. So that is your strength here. And then what is in the near future? And it's you walking away with the Eight of Cups. It's not you walking away, though, saying that you never cared. I think that's what they're trying to get across, because to the right, to the left, right? What they're trying to get across with the Queen of Swords. In the Eight of Cups, they are walking away, but all the cups are still upright. So it's not like you're walking away from something because you didn't care about it or that didn't hurt you. You do care, but it's just not in your best interest to stay here, or it's just not in your not for your greater good, right? It's just not the place to be anymore. It's time to move on. Okay, so what is the advice? Ace of Cups. The advice is to understand that there will be new love. There's a new opportunity for love right around the corner. You just have to get through this situation first, right? Or maybe the new love will be back in this situation, but for now you need to walk away. And do be mindful that the people are watching you, okay? What is the atmosphere? The Fool. You're ready to go in a new direction. You're ready for something that is new. This has gotten very stale. This is something that isn't working anymore, than what we have over here. What is your greatest fear? The Emperor. Either you're fearful that you are not being fair some reason in this, maybe. Like you leaving is not fair. Maybe this person's playing on your good nature or something. They're trying to make you feel guilty. That's how I feel this is. But that's not the truth, and you know it's not the truth. They're trying to gaslight you. So, and what is the outcome in the end? The Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is something you know you need to move on. I feel like now you definitely are paying attention to the fact that, you know, you have to be mindful people are watching how you're dealing with this. There's still a sense of fear here, and that is what is slowing you down as far as from moving forward. I mean, there's always fear when you're not exactly sure what's out there, right? What's next? But I do feel like you're 100% on board and heading in the right direction. You're just moving kind of slow here on the back end to going forward. And it's because this person's trying to play on you. They're trying to guilt you into staying or something like that. But you know the truth, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, you guys, no matter what the cards say, go out and make it the best weekend you possibly can. That's it. You'll be fine. You're going to be fine, Taurus, okay? Just like I said, be mindful that there's somebody watching you and how you deal with this. And it's because someday they're going to look back on this to know how to deal with their own situation. Okay? All right. There you go. Thank you.